Hello, girls. Hi, VIP. Good night. I know that I'm doing this video without notifying all of in the group, but I have a couple of you that have been asking, and not just you in the fan page too. Hi, Jennifer. So I have some of you, a couple of you that have been asking. Hi, Marie, that have been asking really how is the best way to work with the journal. I know that I've been insisting a lot with the journal, so I decide that for everyone that is in here to give you a better idea how to work with your journal. So first, a journal can be any kind of notebook. It could be like this big, it could be this big. I have another one. I have this one, but this is more for classes, but this is my journal too. But I've been insisting a lot with the journal because, like I said, this is going to be kind of, I'm not going to say your Bible, but it's going to be really, really important to give that confidence, to give you that trust in your own abilities. So it's not a right way to do it. It's not a perfect way to do it. So, but I will tell you that the best way is the best way that it feels to you. That's one of the first things. Second, in here, for all of you that are new in this path, I will tell you, write down everything as much as you can. Maybe you wake up in the morning feeling in certain way, or maybe that you don't remember your dream and you wake up feeling in certain kind of way. I remember that at the beginning I have, and still sometimes I have this in a nightstand close to my bed with a pen or a pencil, and I start reading. I put always the date because it's going to be important to give you a way that, like a way to see how your abilities or how your messages are coming through, how long it takes for them most of the time to confirm or validate. So always put the date. Sometimes it's good to put the time frame, okay? But in the morning, most of the time it's about a dream or it's about a feeling that you get when you wake up. Just write down the day and say, like, I just wake up, or I've been just up maybe for 5 minutes or something like that, and I have this feeling or I have this dream. Let me tell you, by example, dreams are really important. When you are going through this process, they are going to talk to you through your dreams a lot. You're going to have a lot of feelings when you wake up. You're going to remember some of your dreams if you didn't do it before. And when you're doing these meditations and you start working with your guides, your energy, you're really going to awake that part of you. So you're going to have, if you didn't have a lot of dreams before, you're going to, at least the one that you're going to be having, believe me, you're going to remember them. So what I do, by example, this is a dream that I have. Because I remember almost everything, I was able to be really more specific. So don't feel afraid. This is yours. This is going to be like a diary for you. So write it down, everything. See, I'm not lying. I write down everything. So this is another dream that I have that is related to the other one. But anyway, most of the time, just write down everything that you feel. Feel free to go maybe later in the day and go back. Sometimes when you write it down and just go back later and read it, it's going to give you maybe an idea, a better idea, or you're going to have a message or a better knowing sense of what the dream means. Or maybe you're going to be able to pick up things that are going to be like maybe hidden messages. Go and look for it and write it down. Hey, you write down the dream, and then you can write, leave a line in blank, and then I have this feeling of this part of the dream is the one that is calling me most, and I start doing this research, and this means this. So that way you have a better, like you have your own research in there. And most of the time, sometimes I leave blank space. Dreams, messages, sometimes when they show me things, and I always give leave a blank space in case that I need to put a validation. Oh my God, this dream was about this, and this happened like this day, and you can see the time frame. Or I have this dream. I thought that it was about me, but it result I met this person, or someone in my family told me about this, and it's exactly what I was dreaming or what my dream was. See what I mean? How it's going to be working for you. By example, I think last like 3 days ago, I was picking up my daughter. I was kind of lazy, so I didn't want to cook. So I was like, okay, let me buy some food so I don't have to cook. But they start telling me, don't do it because you're gonna take her best friend to the school. I mentioned it twice, and they have the same exact response. I didn't have my pen and everything there, but because maybe, well, I've been doing this for 20 years, so I already knew. So I just like, okay, whatever. Immediately I get to the school, and then both of them were there. Like I had to take their friend to her house. So when you do this and you start working with this, believe me, you're gonna start learning how your guides, how your energy, how your abilities really work with you. So it's going to give you that trust. It's gonna help you understand yourself. So, by example, what I do. Sometimes I have sticky notes in the purse or in my car, and if I receive a lot of messages and I'm driving, I make a voice message and then I write it down, or I write a word. Sometimes just writing a word is going to give back or make you remember. So when you get back to your home, to your work or home or wherever you're going, make time to, at least when you park the car, open your journal, write down the date, and put, I was driving and I received this, or I was driving and put whatever word it make you remember. Leave some blank, and then go back during the day when you are more free, and just kind of go to that point and look at the word, look whatever you write down, and allow yourself. Don't push it. Don't try. Let me see what it means. Let me what I receive. No, like sometimes what I do is just like, by example, these dreams are kind of I don't understand them yet, so I just go every 2 or 3 days and kind of start looking and reading and kind of knowing that sense. And if they happen in some kind of way, I just put the day of validation. And remember, because sometimes for ourselves, it's more difficult to trust. It's more difficult to really allow ourselves to kind of trust what we're receiving. Even for me, at moments that I even fight with myself, and then I see this, I didn't write it down, I didn't remember, but when it happened, I was like, damn, they told me I didn't listen, or they told me I forget, and I didn't write it down. So learn. I do it, but hey, we are human. So don't push yourself too much neither. Like, don't be so hard on you if you forget. Don't be so strict with you, okay? It could happen. We are human. Just try to be as patient with yourself as you can. Another way that I use that's one way. If you have a feeling, hear something. Sometimes we don't know from where they come. You always ask yourself, this is me or this is someone else, and you're gonna receive the message. By example, you can write down that too. And one point, you're not gonna be writing as much because the connection is going to be there all the time. But believe me, you're always going to write it down. I have like 3. I have this one. I have this one. This is like a journal / way to learn tarot and keep learning and studying. I'm gonna talk to you about this later when we start learning about the tarot and stuff like that. This is my journal / study. Sometimes I start putting in things that I just knew out of nowhere. I was learning about astrology, and out of nowhere I knew what they mean, some kind of things. So I write it down. I've been writing what I was learning in the class, but then I write down in a corner, I feel this and stuff like that. So that's the best way. Work and do whatever it works for you. And don't care if you have like writing in this corner and writing in this corner, maybe doing doodling sometimes. All of those are messages. In which one? Oh, yeah. I have dragonfly and butterflies in there. See? They always follow. So, another thing. One of the things that when you start doing readings for yourself, by example, with the pendulum, as the class that we did, and this is something, if you feel that you need more insight or help, not just, it could be with whatever you want, right? Go and then have a reading, by example, connecting with your, or doing the readings, psychic reading, tarot readings, whatever you feel, right? But I'm telling you, most of the time, doing your own readings are going to give you some insight, and it's going to, the communication or the feeling or the knowledge is going to be a little bit more difficult to read, but at the same time, it's going to be more having more the details, right? It's like sometimes, even me, I swear, I have to go sometime to one or two friends that I have, depending on what I need to do readings for me, because sometimes even us need validation to whatever I'm receiving. Like, I know what is coming, but I need that validation. I feel this, I've been having this feeling for a long time. Okay, let me go and have a reading. Maybe someone is gonna give me more detail, and that's normal series. But at least when you read for you, when you connect for you, you have that awareness all the time that give you maybe some advantage about certain things, some help. Like, you will know certain things, or you're gonna be, I don't know. It's not making it easier, but it helps. Believe me, it helps. So another thing, something that I want for you, you can have another journal if you want, but you can do as me. I just divide my journal in two. One is for my dreams or whatever I feel, and I have the other part about my own readings. Yes, it's difficult, but it could happen. Why you want to have your own readings? Like, by example, you're doing a pendulum, put the date, the time, put the question, and put the answer, and whatever you feel with the answer, whatever you receive with the answer. As I say in the video when we're learning about the pendulum, give some time to the after the pendulum gives you the answer, give some time to see what you can receive using your own intuition, using your own abilities. Okay, sweetie, whatever it is that is going to be the strong one with you. But write it down. Again, leave some space, and when that happens, or when you have the validation, put it there. That is going to help you to trust and keep working. And if something is wrong, I'm not gonna say wrong, if something didn't happen in the way that you felt it, and it was a slight variation, check in what part maybe your interpretation failed. Is the spirits, the energy in the universe, the source, always give us the right answers. It's like our ego, our mind, when we interpreted those messages, could be not as good because our emotions are getting in. So, but then you can learn how to, with that, you can learn how to minimize that ego, okay? So, by example, this is a card reading that I made at the beginning of the year for me. What I do, like I said, I put the date, I put the whatever it is, if I have a question or I just want to know about a situation, what kind of situation I'm trying to know about, and I put the cards in the order that I saw it. I don't say I don't put the position. I just kind of allow just the cards. I just put the card, I put the name of the card, the number of the card, and my interpretation. Well, not my interpretation. I put the meaning of the card, not completely everything, because even for me, I have to go to the books sometimes because, again, my emotions can get. So I put whatever I feel is the card because I know the card. So I put, by example, I think that this is the Mystical Channel card, that is this one, the Mystical Shaman, that is this one. So I just put, by example, number 1, the number 17, the air. This card for me represent this, but then I put some of the part of the real meaning that it show in the book, just in case, right? Just in case. So that way I did it. I think that this was a long reading. I did like, wow, it was like 7 cards or something like that, but I wrote it down. Then I have a reading. Even when you have reading with other people, try to put or write down everything that you remember of the reading, right? And if you have a reading with someone else and completely validate what you have in your own readings, put it down. Hey, I have a reading with Malu, by example, that day, and she said most everything that I say in this reading, or the cards were almost the same, or so on. But that's basically how you want to have your journal. This is your Bible. You're creating this. This is yours, and just for you. I cannot tell you what is right or wrong. I'm gonna try. You can share it with some people if you want it, but if you're gonna do it, try to trust that person. Okay, that you know that person is someone that you can trust and show whatever it is there. It's like I'm doing it with you guys because I trust each one of you. I love each one of you, so I know. But yeah, so I think that that's the best way for you to do the journal. And again, manipulate that, work with that as much as you want it. Use it. The important thing is to continue using it, no matter how silly it feels, no matter that people are gonna be looking at you. Even when you're, sometimes, I remember that sometimes when I hear music, I start seeing things. I just write it down. I don't go to the process, what you're talking about, what you're looking, oh my God, I'm receiving this. No. Allow it. And in the moment when I start seeing things, I remember sometimes it can be seeing things, it can hearing things, it could be feeling things, it's just knowing things. Whatever you receive, sweetie, maybe it has taste, whatever it is. Sometimes you're not gonna have the time to write it down as in the moment that you are receiving it, but then you just allow it to happen. But by example, I'm in my bed or I'm in an appointment, I'm in this office, I don't know where I start seeing this or hearing this. I take my notebook, my journal, and you can see my faces, like I start writing it down. And because maybe I'm busy in that moment, I just write down buildings in a park or whatever. And then I go back when I'm home. Buildings in a park. Oh my God, yeah. And I see all this. And I have this feeling that is this and stuff like that. Okay, sweeties? I really wanted for each one of you to have this opportunity. I insist so much in journal, and I've been having these questions lately, that I said, like, you know what? Let me tell my group, my VIP tribe, let me show them better. That's why we are here, right? So now you have a better idea how you're going to work with your journal. This is really, really important. This is a part of you. Even if you feel drained, it's like a diet, by example. When you start doing a diet, the experts recommend that the first week you write down everything that you eat normally, the time, the feelings that you have, what you've been eating and stuff like that. So that way you can recognize the triggers, and you can recognize those moments that make you eat, or what kind of food you are eating, right? This is exactly the same thing. The only thing is that it's kind of for life. You're going to start loving it to do it. I swear to you. You're going to feel weird when you don't do it. But it's exactly the same. It's going to help you recognize how your abilities work with you. What kind of things triggers certain abilities or certain messages. You're going to learn when really your energy is working with you. And it's going to give you those validations, believe me, that you are craving. And believe me, I remember that the first time that when I was using this, I was going through some of them, and I was feeling so happy, so big, like, oh my God, this happened, oh my God, I'm so, so do it. And at one point, I even write down some readings to help me too. So feel free. This is your life. I will tell you, have it with you. If not, use your phone. Maybe it's an app that you can use it. But no, don't forget to do it. I really wanted for each one of you to have a better idea and not just, okay, use a journal, write it down, write everything. Now you have a better idea how to organize your journal, how to kind of start looking into that. Okay, sweeties, if someone have a question before I go, I did this really fast, so each one of us can really enjoy this. So if someone have a question about the journal, how to work with it? No? Everyone is fine? Yeah? Okay. Just, I'm gonna give a peekaboo. For those that are going to be looking, hi Karen. Karen, you will need to check in. We were talking about the journal. That is something that is really, really important. And I always pushing all of you. And I always mention it. So I talk and I kind of share or teach a little bit how is, I'm not going to say the perfect way. Maybe guidelines, maybe, in how to do it. So yeah, this is a sneak. For those that are looking to, when we start doing the learning about the tarot readings and how to perform the best way your own tarot readings or your own cards and stuff, I will tell you, have a notebook. Why? Because it's always good to write down sometimes, at least for me, and it's proved scientifically that sometimes when you write down certain things, you remember most, like kind of stick in your mind some kind of way. So believe me, after 20 years, you always have to go through the books, because that's the best way for you to grasp in the meaning of the author or the publisher or the person that create the card. They can be, at least the tarot card, they can always have the same meaning, but the artist always add some variation, always add something different. And when you write it down, and I'm not lying, this is about the astrology card that I'm going through. I always write down what I feel. I write down tips, and when I start using it, I, instead of going to the pamphlet again, I just go and use this. But most of the time, I just write it one time and it stay there, because then my intuition have already that knowledge in my brain, and they don't need it to go through. But hey, we're still human, so I'm not gonna lie. Sometimes we have to go, and sometimes it's better when you have it in your own words, what you pick up of the card. So yeah, but that's a picnic. So you will need at least 2 journals, and even in here, in the one that you're gonna be for the tarot, you can be using it when we start doing the connection with the spirit guides and everything. Okay, sweeties. So we're going to be really working to that. We're gonna start now Saturday. So again, for those that are new, go through the ESP. And the meditation that are for grounding and grounding and protection. You will need that kind of thing. And I know that sometimes my eyes go crazy, because it's like they're talking and they're kind of letting me know what I have to say. So but that's the best way. Okay, sweeties, and remember, I'm not gonna get tired to tell you guys, if you have a question, if you need something and you feel stuck or you need to perfection, I'm here for you guys. Okay, I really want for each one of you to do this in a safer way. That's my most important thing. I've been seeing a lot of things going on, and I don't want neither of you to feel that is not safe. I want for you to really understand and know your own abilities. Remember, each one is different, and each one is going to have their own personal set of strong abilities and they are going just to work with you in the best that it is for you. So it could be different. I'm gonna be posting a photo tomorrow of myself. I want each one of you to practice. Don't, this is not right and wrong, not right and wrong, but I need to see how you've been doing the readings, or how, not the readings, I will tell you that it's just to see, maybe have an idea of how your abilities are getting stronger, how they work with you, okay, sweeties. And that, hey, and that's good, because then if someone show you a photo, hey, I meet this person, or why you feel this, or I feel this and this, at least you're gonna have a way sometimes to kind of cheat, let it put it that way, and have some kind of knowledge of people, and that way you wanna know, maybe by example, you have this feeling about someone that you don't like, and I don't know where. I'm like, I don't know. It's like you're talking to me about this person, and I feel something wrong. Like I don't know. Like the energy of the person that you're talking to me. Can you have a photo just to see the face, and then you see the photo? I'm like, oh my God, and you can feel, you can see, you can receive, you can hear, you can know certain things. It's up to you. You want to share it with the person. If not, you just like, I will tell you this person is not good. I just know it. See how it works? This is not just something that is about reading. It's a way to help you to surround yourself with better energies. I always say that it's not about being a mean person. It's not about being bad, but you really need to surround yourself with people that synchronize with your energy, that is going to help you, and you're going to have to help them to grow. So and having those techniques, even if you don't do it as a living, even if you don't are looking for that, just knowing and kind of like learn a little bit, it will give you some hint. It will help you. Believe me, it will help you. So, okay, sweeties, if you don't have questions about the journal and everything that we talk about the journal and how to do it, I'm gonna say goodbye for tonight. Remember that Saturday we're gonna be having the first class of the month about how to connect. I would recommend to each one of you to be here, to be present, because I'm gonna try to do. Well, it's not that I'm going to try. They want, the spirit want me to help each one to really create this sacred space. So it's going to be a little bit of guidance in there. So I'm gonna teach you. I'm gonna be guiding you, each one of you, how to get to that point, how you're gonna create that. But it's up to you. You are the one that's going to create it. So I cannot tell you. It's your sacred space. So just you, and you can share it with just a few people. But it's just for you to know this place, and just for you and your guys to go. And we're gonna start working with that, okay, sweeties? And then during the month, I'm gonna be posting some videos, meditations that like I always do. We're gonna be learning a little bit of reading the palm and everything else, okay, sweeties? So thank you. Have a good night, a lot of blessing, good vibes, good energy to each one of you. And again, if you have questions, type, message me, okay, sweeties? Bye bye.